permission to lord over them, but they had always paid their bills in a prompt manner. Few things could cut through empty charm as quickly as unpaid gold, so I knew they must have had a stash of coin in the house somewhere, but I didn't have the least idea where. Exhaustive searching had failed to uncover it, and I found myself frequently wishing for Costas. I couldn't blame him for fleeing the murder of his entire family, but I could really have used one person who knew how the administration of the island functioned. It isn't the servants. Ida shook her head, and a sense of foreboding settled over me. My hosts are ill. Oh, I brightened. They need a healer. Did you bring them with you? I couldn't help feeling a sense of excitement at being presented with a straightforward opportunity to use my healing power, a welcome alternative to managing the complicated vacuum left by the deaths of the entire Constantine family. They're not here. Ida's expression remained grave, and a rising tide of concern began to fill me. I had suggested Ida relocate to the manor multiple times, but she had been steadfast in refusing, saying she felt more comfortable with the family who had billeted her on our arrival. If they were all too sick to travel, she must be greatly worried. But perhaps they had remained at home for a different reason. Are they afraid of the manor? I dropped my voice to a whisper. After what happened here? I barely managed to stop myself glancing toward the full-length windows that led to the scene of the massacre. No, it's not that. They're too sick to walk this far. It's that bad? I winced, my hopes dashed. You should have come to me sooner. Or did it come on very suddenly? My mind whirled, running through various possible maladies that might fit with the sudden onset of illness. As to that, she cleared her throat, looking uncomfortable. They didn't want me to come at first, and it seemed mild enough that I thought. She frowned. Clearly, I should have insisted on coming sooner. How long have they been sick? I asked, alarmed. And how many are ill? All of them. Ida grimaced. Their youngest only started showing symptoms last night. I think they would have let me come sooner if he'd been sick from the beginning, since they all dote on him so much. All of them? I stared at her. It had to be something highly contagious. Let's not waste any time. As we hurried through the house, I considered searching out Nik and suggesting he accompany us, but decided against it. He wasn't a healer, so this was something I needed to handle. I knew that wasn't my only reason for not searching him out, but I let my mental excuse stand. I didn't have time to consider the complicated dynamics of our relationship when people needed my help. As we crossed the gardens that ringed the manor, a flash of movement pulled my eyes skyward. A small, feathered body was diving toward me. I stopped just long enough for Fixx to land on my padded shoulder. Good hunting, I murmured, and he preened, clearly satisfied with his morning's effort. A quiet yip made me search the surrounding gardens, my eyes finding a small orange body. Ember was trotting toward me after her own hunting excursion. I stooped and ran a hand down her back. She also looked satisfied, her eyes already growing heavy. She shook it off, though, gazing up at me with what looked suspiciously like a questioning air. Go inside and sleep, I said softly. Fixx will keep me company. She hesitated, her eyes moving to the Merlin falcon on my shoulder. For a silent moment, the two animals stared at each other. Ember was the first to relax, pressing her body against my leg for a moment, and then heading off toward the house. I smiled as I watched her go, despite my underlying worry about Ida's host family. Ember and Fixx took better care of me than I would have believed possible for a fox and a bird of prey, and their companionship always lifted my spirits. As we left the garden and entered the town, Fixx in tow, I quizzed Ida on the illness. Is it something your host family recognize? I asked. Have they had it before?